Check in.
Together, we are Jalen Jacoby. What do we do?
That's a fly wool sweater. We get it, people!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
They won.
Big show today. We'll be discussing the huge trade between the Clippers and the Sixers and what it means for both those franchises. We have Chris Bosh coming on the show later, but we start somewhere you played a lot of basketball. Indianapolis, Indiana, with the Pacers. The Lakers were in town to take on those Pacers, and they got waxed.
Putting it on wax.
By 42 points. The worst loss of LeBron James's career while he's been in the game. However, that wasn't all that happened. There's a lot of trade rumors swirling about this Lakers roster, and that wasn't lost on the people of Indiana when, certain players took the line. They took notice. Let's give a listen to the Pacers faithful.
Do against the Lakers is you can offensive rebound them, but most importantly, you have to transition back. Presented it to him at the game LeBron James didn't play. Because
now, I'm not going to say that, the hazing of the crowd is what made them play this poorly. But how much of a factor do you think all of these rumors and all of this sort of like instability is affecting the Lakers' actual play on the court?
It affects it a ton, emotionally, psychologically, and then it played out last night physically. These are human beings. They're not Autobots, okay? When you start to hear your name being thrown around in rumors, it lets you know that your situation isn't currently stable. When that happens, you have to fend for yourself in a professional dynamic. That's just how it works. I know people feel like you're getting paid a lot of money. You should just keep your nose to the ground, not pay attention to the rumors. But these are young players. They're going through this for the first time. They play alongside an iconic player like LeBron James, a historical franchise, Los Angeles Lakers, one of the greatest players of all time, Magic Johnson, running the team. So there are a lot of dynamics at play for young players like Ball and Hart and Kuzma when you constantly hear that you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Because that's what this conversation is about. LeBron and the management feel like you can't take us to where we want to go. This is why we open up 2 max spots, let Julius Randle walk for nothing. So that's the situation that it is. Now, I want to make sure, however, I give a shout to the Pacers fans.
Yep.
As somebody that played 20 years of basketball, 4 in high school, 3 in college, 13 in the league, I've heard fans say all types of things. I always appreciate smart fans. They weren't cursing, they weren't vulgar, and like the great American philosopher David Jacoby once taught me, you can be mean
if you're funny.
And that was funny.
And that was funny.
Right?
Not worth trading is funny.
Right?
That's funny.
Right? And that lets you know that it's out there. And so after the game, LeBron talked about players not looking at their phones and not consuming social media. It's at my job.
It's everywhere.
It's at my job.
It's everywhere. There's no way that they can stay away from this news, especially when this news is so impactful on their lives, both personally and professionally. Now, there's one thing I need you to take me behind the curtain on, because this has been a little bit controversial, this picture from the game last night. There is one camp that says, look, LeBron James is alienating his teammates. He's not even sitting by them. And there's another, some people say that's his normal spot, and those other players were in the game. Is this something or nothing, Jalen Rose?
That's something major.
Oh, explain.
Because who's the leader of the Lakers?
LeBron James.
How much did they lose by?
42 points.
What would you like him to be doing in that situation?
Encouraging his teammates, putting his arm around people, saying, well, we lost this one, but we'll get him next time.
Now, also, remember, LeBron played against the Clippers. They won in overtime, played 40 minutes. Then they play Saturday against the Warriors.
They played well, too, without LeBron James. They held their toe-to-toe with the Warriors for 3 quarters.
But an hour and a half prior to the game is when Luke Walton, the head coach of the team, found out that he was not going to play. So when he returns and they're without Victor Oladipo on paper, that should be a dub.
That should be a W. Especially, they need W's right now.
Okay? So for them to get beat by 40-plus points just lets you know that there's a fracture there. When Mo Wagner falls on the floor and Lance doesn't help him up and walks the other way, like he did with the Clippers when Austin Rivers fell down, that gives you an insight to the psyche of what the team is currently dealing with.
Are you slandering Lance?
There'll
be no Lance slander here.
I'm just spitting
There'll be
facts.
no Lance slander in this room. Now, it is time for a new segment. The latest rumors about the Anthony Davis trade that likely won't happen for 4 months. Update.
This show is so unprofessional.
What are you talking about? We're journalists. We're just reporting the latest rumors about a trade that probably won't happen for 4 months. And there's an update because there's always an update on this. The latest update is that
something else.
The Lakers have finally made their Godfather 2 offer. So they made their offer, and then they made their Godfather 2 offer. Ball, Ingram, Kuzma, Hart, and Zubac, and 2 first-round picks.
Did they?
They did.
That's official?
That's official. So that's why you need the update, clearly, Mr. Rose. So they said it's their best and final offer. They're tired of negotiating against themselves. They want to hear a counter offer. You said this deal doesn't get done before the trade deadline. That's a pretty good deal. Look at that on the screen. Ball, Ingram, Kuzma, Hart, Zubac. That's a starting 5 and 2 first-round picks. Do you still think this deal will not get done in the next couple days?
I like all of those young players.
Me too.
And you know, Lonzo Ball is my little brother through adoption. Kuzma, fellow Michigander, represent Flint Town. I've always talked about how Hart was underrated and he was going to give toughness in the draft based on what he accomplished at Villanova. And Zubac came out of nowhere this year. But the Lakers offering 2 first-round picks when they have LeBron James and Anthony Davis just tells me that I'm going to be picking between 26 and 30 every year.
Probably.
Those don't necessarily entice me.
It'll be in the 20s for sure.
And here's the other thing. When I add those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys to go with Julius Randle, I kind of got 6 of the guys that was on the Lakers last year that went to the lottery. And so here's a different way I want fans to look at it.
Okay.
Which one of those guys are going to be an all-star next year?
None of them.
That's why you don't do the deal.
I think of those 5 players I'm looking at, there's some all-star appearances in there. There's some all-star appearances in there.
When, though?
Next few years.
Okay. Next few years.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is now. He's right now. And you don't want to be on the hook with all of those first-year contracts
when they
all come up, and then one of those guys blossoms into an all-star. Kuzma's going to be an all-star.
Kuzma's going to be an all-star.
Ball has potential.
Ball's going to be an all-star if he stays healthy.
I think Kuzma and Ball will be all-stars. Ingram, depending on the situation.
Could go either way.
Okay. So I like them as prospects, but I saw that team with the Lakers if I'm New Orleans. And that same deal, they can offer me in July.
So you still do not believe that this deal will happen in the next 24 hours?
I don't believe that deal will happen in the next 24 hours.
Well, get a little socially awkward for Anthony Davis because he saw this deal and he saw an Instagram post about this deal, and you know what he did, Jalen Rose? Do you know what he did, Jalen Rose?
Ooh, and I like it.
Anthony Davis liked this Bleacher Report post or comment, and then real quick, unliked it. Jalen, I don't think this happens by accident. Anthony Davis is actively now low-key voicing that the Pelicans should take this deal.
I already gave everyone the dominoes. You talked about a Godfather offer. The only thing the Lakers haven't done to the Pelicans is have Dell Demps wake up with a horse head in the bed. That's the only thing.
Maybe that's something they should try. Maybe that's something they should try.
We talked about this on this program in September. Woj broke it in January. Rich Paul did a statement. Anthony Davis Sr.'s talked about it. Anthony Davis has talked about it. Kobe Bryant has talked about it. Now we see Anthony Davis liking posts. You know why there's a sense of urgency besides the fact that they probably won't make the playoffs without this deal? Is because if and when this deal does not happen, Anthony Davis' season is over.
Well, that's another report. Anthony Davis wanted to suit up and play for the Pelicans. He wanted to play for the Pelicans. The Pelicans front office is like, nope, you are shut down. What do you make of that? What do you make of the fact that A, he wants to play, and B, the Pelicans will not allow him to, reportedly?
Him wanting to play is the equivalent of, and this was genius, Rich Paul putting out a list of teams that he wanted to go to that he can sign long-term with, which none of them had the access to acquire.
To make an offer, yep.
So if you're Anthony Davis, for public consumption and endorsements and your reputation, something that while you wear the team name on the front, you wear your name on the back. Okay, he can't have people going around feeling like he's getting paid millions of dollars and was a healthy scratch. So it's best that the team comes off as being the people that held him back, but it's in each of their best interests that he doesn't play again.
It is.
It really is.
It is. It's in everyone's best interest that he doesn't take the court. But of course, he's going to say he wants to take the court.
And if you're the team, the fans ain't going to be mad at you. They're going to be mad at him. So now it buys them leeway to tank.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you do his deal, you tank, you see where your draft pick is. That's another reason why you don't rush to do the deal.
Jalen Rose, the Lakers made a trade, but it had nothing to do with Anthony Davis. They sent my guy, Svi Mykhailiuk. I'm not going to run from the last name, Jalen. I'm going to try it. Svi Mykhailiuk over to, oh wait, where? Detroit. And they got back Reggie Bullock. I know you watch a lot of Pistons games, and they're not that good at basketball, so I don't know who's checking for him on League Pass. What does Reggie Bullock bring to this Lakers roster that they need?
A capable defender, a knockdown shooter. When you play alongside LeBron James, you need guys that can catch and shoot and not have to worry about creating. Because LeBron needs that space to operate, and he can do that, averaging around 12 points a game. I liked him as a member of the Pistons. I think he'll bring value to the Lakers. Here's another. He just took somebody's minutes that you had in that trade. Somebody's minutes just got swiped.
Yep.
Okay, so that's why for the Lakers, you go on the road and get beat by 40. That's why for the Lakers, it's a rush. It's a pressure to get the deal done. That's why if you're the Pelicans, not going to be able to do it.
I really want to see this deal get done in the next day. Please, Woj, just tweet it. Maybe it'll happen.
Well, LeBron, I left that out. Tweeted on Super Bowl Sunday.
He did. All right, there's huge injury news, depressing news in the NBA. We'll explain next.
Jalen and Jacoby is brought to you by